I thought I would do something a bit unexpected today, and that is a Fantastic Force comic. I have reviewed very few Fantastic Force comics. I have unboxed more than I have reviewed a bit. And the reason for that is I only own 2 runs on Fantastic Force. One is this one, and the other is the Simon Waltonson run, which I had every intention of reviewing, but then after the first 3 issues, I realised his next one has far too much backstory required. Anyway, the other run I have is this one. This is a second Fantastic Force title, simply called 4. But I'm not calling it that. I'm just going to keep calling it Fantastic Force. Maybe in the video title I'll put F4. Yeah, I'll do that. This is a good run that Fantastic Force fans might have missed, with it being off in a second title. I have reviewed stuff by this writer before, and he is a good comics writer. He wrote that Black Cat issue of Spider-Man that I really liked. Sensational Spider-Man 34. And he also wrote that My Science Teacher is Spider-Man story, which was good. I have pointed out before that he doesn't write comics anymore because, to the envy of every other comic book writer, he got work writing television. Sadly, very, very crap TV. He wrote for Glee. He writes for Riverdale. Going back to comics, mate, they are more respectable. I complain a lot about paper quality with new comics and with trade paperbacks. And I want to say that the paper here is terrible. This isn't far from tracing paper, and actually holding it up is requiring a bit more effort than usual. I might track down the issue of the main Fantastic Four series that came out this month, February 2004, and compare the paper quality. It'll be a Martin Quaid issue, unfortunately. But really good art for this. Early work, maybe earliest work, from Steve I Cannot Meet Deadlines. It's a shame that he cannot do art to a deadline or any deadlines, because his art is really good. And the plot and setup for this run is that the team are broke. They have run into some financial bother. Congress have axed the team's government funding and all their investments and licensing and stuff like that as hitting a roadblock, so they have wound up broke, and now the team are having to work out how to maintain their lifestyle. Basically, they all get day jobs. It turns out to be a tremendous way to explore these characters and show a side of them which is often neglected. There is no action in this issue. There's not really any in this story arc. It is mostly characterization centre population for... This book does make one little attempt to win over the people who are bored by character studies and want action, with Invisible Wife stopping a mugger and looking ruddy bloody sexalicious while doing it. And if you are in the market for sexy Invisible Wife stuff, just wait until you see when she becomes a high school teacher in issue 2 or issue 3. I think the best part of this series, though, easily in my opinion, the best character development is with Human Fire. We have seen time after time over the years that writers just reset this character to his immature Silver Age version. Whenever any writer introduces Summit to mature him or have him grow up a little, the next run will undo it. And that is sadly exactly what happens with what they do with him in this run, which is a crying shame because it's really good stuff. I don't know why we are always stuck with this Human Fire who cannot grow up. Why do the hard men running comics insist on him and Spider-Man being young? It's sad and pathetic. Anyway, Human Fire, he decides it's time to finally be a man and contribute to the team/family by getting a job to help pay his way. And he is going to become a fireman. It sounds like a bit of a joke, but it's good. Mr. Fantasticals even says in one issue that he thought Human Fire's decision to become a fireman, it would be like a flash-in-the-pan idea, but Human Fire really has committed to it, and he has grown up, and he is doing some real good with his new job. So they just ignore it outside of this series. Thing, who I still think is a shit character, and I have still not set aside time to do a comic where I can focus on how shit a character he is. He goes for the most obvious and most basic job you can imagine for his character. He is going to become a construction worker. You know what? I didn't ever use this as an insult, but Thing is basic. He is so basic. We also have another element I hate seeing neglected in Fantastic Four books, and that is a loving relationship between Mr. Fantasticals and Invisible Wife. It gets under me skin when nearly every writer has Mr. Fantasticals so obsessed with his work that he forgets about his beautiful wife. They need a healthy relationship, or the entire foundation of the team falls apart. I would recommend this, but maybe in trade paperback. It is decompressed-ish, and the quality of paper here is rubbish. I have got the Yard Trades, volumes 1 through to 6, I think. You can usually get them dirt cheap on Amazon Marketplace. Marvel did a recent reprint, but only of the first few issues, and they have no intention of doing the rest. It's good though, good writing, good art, good characters. 4 + 3 thumbs up.